It's 9:32 right now on Monday. I didn't start the vlog any earlier because low-key I forgot. I'm back from the office and I did read a book. My book is a paperback, so it's light enough for me to carry, so I was able to read on my commute to work and home. So I read a lot, and that book is Meet Cute by Helena Hunting, and I read possibly half of the book today. I am on page 160. It's just that romance books are so easy to read. I had just finished reading Children of Blood and Bone, so I wanted just something a little bit lighter, you know, since that's a high fantasy. If you don't know, this book follows Kaylin and Dax. Dax is a former actor, and Kaylin had a huge crush on him, and she watched all the episodes of the show he was on, and they meet in law school, and he kind of screws her over, and she can't forgive that. Fast forward a couple years later, and they are now both lawyers, and they meet together because Dax is the guardian of his 13-year-old sister, and Kaylin is now the lawyer on the case. She doesn't quite forgive him, like she's still pretty salty about it. Like at first I thought it was kind of petty, but I kind of understand. She had this huge crush on him, and he low-key like liked her too, and she is like kind of getting those feelings back for him. It's cute, and it's obviously really easy to get through, and I'm enjoying it. It's in dual perspective, so it follows, it like bounces back from Kaylin and Dax. Last night before I went to bed, I did read a little bit of Meet Cute. It went a little bit past my bedtime, but it means I was able to get in reading for the day. So I ended off right on chapter 14, page 200, so I read about 40 pages before I went to bed. The thing is, because I read about half of the book on the train, going to work and coming home, I considered starting a new book. I do still have 2 books that I need to read. They're due at the library this week. I don't know where they are. Oh my god. And they are Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie's Americana, which is like kind of long. I have to see which one I can renew. And then the second one is Colson Whitehead's The Underground Railroad, which sounds really cool. The only thing is because I don't want to be stuck like not having a book on the train, and I'm afraid I might just finish this on like the entire way, so I'm not sure yet what I want to do, but those are my options. I also wanted to be able to start Wild at Heart by K.A. Tucker, since that came. But yeah, updates on the Goldfinch. I've been reading this since November, if you're new to my vlog, and I haven't touched it this year at all, and I'm still stuck on page like 210. Kind of regretting having bought this. I really enjoyed the secret history more. I'm home. I left the office on time today because I wanted to make it to Williamsburg before the store closed, because they close at 6:30. Seriously, rush hour time in New York is so crazy, especially with the coronavirus happening. I'm sure other cities, states have done this, but from March 1st, New York has banned all plastic bag usage, and now there will be a charge. So if you want paper bags, they're 5 cents, and I believe for plastic bags they are 10 cents. And this goes into like helping the environment and things like that, and I wanted to do my part. And now I have reusable bags. We have many reusable bags at home. I have my own personal one, but it's not a foldable one. So I wanted one, and I knew Baggu, B-A-G-G-U, is like a well-known brand, and I was looking at their website, and they had this cute little Space Snoopy one, so I got this. And rather than order it like for this one tiny thing and pay shipping, I just went there and just came out with this, like perfect. So it's foldable, so it comes in this, like it folds into this little pouch. This is crazy compact. Like this will be really useful. Other one I can use when I know that I'm gonna go grocery shopping, but this, having this in my bag for like any type of emergency, like, oh, I didn't know I was gonna go to the store today, like good thing I have this. I know like 10 and 5 cents don't seem like a lot, but using that, the products, the bags, is what's bad. And I was able to sit on the train, so I finished this book. I believe I'm gonna give it like 4 stars. So that gives me, with so far having read 370 pages for this vlog. So I read like a really decent amount today also. I actually have no idea what other people on booktube have said about this book. I know that people read it, but I'm gonna give it 4 stars. Updated this. Oh no, someone Whitney novels DNF'd it. Okay, I liked this. My battery's about to die. So I liked this a lot in the way that it talked about grief, like the way that both Dax lost his parents. I probably connect a little bit more with how Kaylin lost her parents, and I thought that was pretty accurate. Sometimes I found that Dax's little sister Emmy, I think it's Emmy, it's E-M-M-E, but the way that she was acting seemed a little immature, like for a 13-year-old. It didn't seem like a 13-year-old was about to go into high school. I don't know, that might just be me wanting to think that I was more mature than I am. And the aunt is like a total bitch, and I freaking knew it. That's all I'm gonna say without ruining anything. Maybe if I can actually get myself to bed early today, I will start another book tonight. I'm just gonna unwind now and get some food in me and charge my camera. Last night I read like 3 pages of Underground Railroad last night. I didn't really count it as having started it. And today I knew that I wouldn't be able to get a seat, so I decided to pick up a paperback and I started The Last Olympian, which is the last book in the Percy Jackson series. This is because I knew it was paperback, like my arm wouldn't hurt holding it up, especially on a crowded train. And I read Going to Work and Coming Back, and I'm up to page 116. This is one of the books that was on my 2020 TBR, so I'm like, good, I'm finally getting to it. And then I do plan on reading Underground Railroad, but I have to renew it at the library, and that and Americana. So my family has Optimum internet and TV and phone and whatever, and recently we wanted to switch to Verizon just because of like pricing or something. Like Optimum hasn't really been helpful in helping us like find a good plan, because my mom wants to cancel TV and phone, and they're like, oh, blah 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 blah, excuses. Anyway, long story short, Verizon came today to install stuff, but my mom had to leave because she had a doctor's appointment and my sister was overseeing things. This room, my room, it used to be my dad's studio, like his office, so he set up internet in here. My sister did not know that my mom wanted to have the internet in the living room, so they drilled a new ass fucking hole because they didn't want to cut any wires by accident. So they drilled a new fucking hole in my room from the outside to install new internet. That shit nobody fucking cleaned up. So that goes all the way up, and it showed here. This is where the modem used to be, and somewhere inside my shelf. Now this is fine. New internet, great. Then my desk was already a mess like this, but then they like threw all the stuff that was on here. And on top of that, all of the stuff that was here, like I had my lights, my tripods, that's all there. So I fucking come home and there's like all this shit from a mess that I didn't make, yet I'm the one who has to clean that shit up. I'm just like a little annoyed. Verizon's coming. I was gonna film today after work, but I got home later than I thought I would be. Now I fucking have to clean all this shit up, like, ugh. Good morning. It's actually morning. I woke up at a decent time today because I thought Verizon was coming today, and of course they're not coming today, so I just have this early morning. I'm not meeting Coda until like 3 o'clock, so I won't leave until something like a little past 2. Some things I want to get done today are bank, library, and film. I thought I wasn't going to be able to film today. I think I can edit tonight and get it up for Friday or Saturday at least, so I'm going to film my wrap up. But it's such a nice day. It's like 45 degrees right now, but it's sunny and beautiful. I couldn't decide if I wanted to film at my desk like I have been doing, because like the lighting is really good, or if I want to set up my lights to do something artificial just to film in front of the bookshelf, because obviously my sister's room doesn't get as much light as my room. But I really like how bright it is. But it's like, you don't need to film your book related videos in front of a bookshelf, because everybody's bookshelf looks different. Everybody might not have access to that kind of stuff. So I might just set up in here just to have like really nice natural light. I just finished filming. I'm wearing this dress for work actually on Saturday, and it's so cute that I didn't want it to go to waste, so I just wore it for filming purposes. I think I want to head to the library, but I might eat something first. I'm not sure. For outside purposes. and I couldn't tell you guys what I got at the library. I got 6 books, so I'm just gonna briefly tell you the titles because I do not have time. So the first one is The Stranger by Harlan Coben. Of course, my battery's about to die. There's a Netflix show. It's not a Netflix show, but it's like a British show on Netflix that my friend really liked, so I wanted to read the book about it. This is Edinburgh by Alexander Chee. Beneath the Sugar Sky by Shauna McGuire. I Believe in a Thing Called Love by Maureen Gu. The Astonishing Color of After by Emily X.R. Pan. I listened to My Favorite Murder. It's a true crime comedy podcast, and so they talked about this book, and it's been on my TBR for a very long time, since like 2-3 years ago, and it's My Sweet Audrina by V.C. Andrews, but I didn't realize that this has 2 books in them, so it's like so chunky. Oh my god, and I have like 6 books to get through, plus like the 3 of them that I have here. So today I think I'm gonna bring this with me because I know I'm enjoying it and I want to be able to finish it today, because I really want to get through Underground Railroad, because I'm already put that, I had to renew that. I was making some granola, and obviously I was doing a lot of reading, so I actually was able to finish this book a little while ago, and oh my god, okay, it was like a nice wrap up to the series, and I definitely want to read more of Rick Riordan's series about like the Greek mythology. So far I did the calculations because I finished Meet Cute, and now on The Last Olympian I have read 781 pages. Hold on. Yeah, 751 pages. This book is hard because I have rated every single book in the series 5 stars because I really liked it. But now I'm like afraid to give this book 5 stars because it would be 5 stars for the very first book of the year. But I know that I really enjoyed this series, and it's something that I would love to continue reading over and over again, which is why I bought the series. Like, this is from my own personal library. So I think this is gonna be my first 5-star read of the year. Because we have training, Rhoda and I are up early to leave for work, earlier than normal. And I am going to be starting a new book today, and that is Underground Railroad by Colson Whitehead, like I've said multiple times. But the thing is, I'm realizing that I have 8 books out. Nope, I have 9 books out from the library, and I need to just put a hold on getting books from the library. I told myself at the beginning of the year that I wouldn't borrow any books from the library to get a focus, to get a hold of these books, my physical 2020 TBR, and that's not happening. I only read one of them, the Percy Jackson book, and it's March, so I'm not getting through it at all. At my library, you can put on hold up to 10 books, and it's because I always make sure that I have 10 books on there because there are so many books that I want to read. But I don't know at what rate those books are going to be coming, that they just come at once like this, and then I'm stuck here unable to read them, and then I have to return them to the library, and then I end up like I won't end up reading them. So I'm just gonna stop from now on. Like, whatever's left on my hold list, I will leave it, but I'm not gonna put anything on until I get through this entire stack and I have 0 books left to read. And then if I need something to read, I will read something from there and wait for whatever will come from the library, because it's just too much. Anyway, I'm not sure if I talked about what Underground Railroad is about. Cora, who is a slave on a cotton plantation in Georgia, she meets Caesar, who tells her about the Underground Railroad, and they want to make their escape, but Cora kills a white boy who tries to capture her, and now they're being hunted while they make their escape. I'm still reading Underground Railroad, but I'm on like page 37 and I'm not really feeling this book. I don't know if I like it, so I'm not gonna bring it with me today. I might give it a try like a couple days later. I'm just like not really liking the writing style, which sucks because like the concept of it seemed really interesting. So I think I'm gonna get started on either 12th Card by Jeffery Deaver, which is book number 6 in the Lincoln Rhyme series, or Educated by Tara Westover. After reading The Glass Castle by Jeanette Walls, I definitely was interested in reading memoir, like autobiographical books, and this is kind of similar. Tara Westover was born to survivalists, and she like goes to school for the first time at 17. Oh no, my buttons are all wrong. I want to read something that interests me, especially because the Underground Railroad wasn't quite doing it for me. Okay, it's Monday, 8:05. It's Monday and I'm back from the office, relaxed a bit on my phone, and I'm about to start dinner for myself. I wanted to come on here and update you because I barely talked to you on Saturday and I didn't talk to you guys at all on Sunday. I just didn't feel like I had enough updates to talk to you about because I had only gone through 17 pages of Educated. I keep wanting to call it Uneducated. As for Underground Railroad, I just decided to DNF this. Nothing against this author, this book, this concept at all, because in truth I really thought this book could have been really interesting to me, but I just do not mesh well with the writing style of it. I couldn't get interested, I wasn't invested at all, and I was very confused. So sadly, this will be making its way back to the library this week. For Educated, like I said, I had only read 17 pages on Saturday, and then I read like 80 pages on Sunday, but today I am up to page 184. So I've basically almost read 100 pages today. I'm so glad I was able to read on the train. I've read 972 pages, I think. I might just continue this vlog until I finished Educated because I only have this much left, and I think I could hopefully finish that tomorrow and with tonight. Educated is interesting. It's like okay. I keep comparing it to The Glass Castle because they're both memoirs and they're about these American families living an quote-unquote abnormal life. I can't help but compare the two. I really liked Jeanette Wall's book and her story, and I didn't want to rate it because it felt weird to rate someone's life, but it definitely was one of my top books of the year. If I were to give it a rating, it definitely would have been like a full 5 stars, my first one for the year. She was a beautiful writer. I really liked the family's dynamic, and yes, it was frustrating at times seeing how she was growing up and how it was different from mine, so it might be wrong to try to push my way towards that, but I felt in terms of like neglect and parenting, there were things that I got really angry about. But in this case, this is straight up abusive, okay? Her brother straight up like abuses her, and at least in Jeanette's life, her parents were eccentric and fun people, but in this book, like, they have no personality. The dad is so mean. He just seems like a crazed religious man, and it's just the way that he's being portrayed in this book makes him seem mean and not a good person. And her family dynamic is strange. It doesn't seem like they're close at all. There's also not a really good explanation of them because I can't really tell what the age differences are and who is who. I can't list all the names of them. I could with Jeanette. I'm not enjoying it as much as I did The Glass Castle. On to the next thing, because this is long, but my book of the month came and I got, of course, I just couldn't help myself, The Two Lives of Lydia Bird by Josie Silver. I tried to get into the other books, like I always read the samples to help me decide what I want to read, but I just was anticipating this book so much because I loved One Day in December. I show this picture all the time when I talk about this book because I really loved it. So I knew that I had to get her next book. So this is more about Lydia, but she and Freddie are in love, and it says they'd been together for more than a decade and Lydia thought their love was indestructible. But then on Lydia's 28th birthday, Freddie is in a car accident and he dies, and so Lydia is just so devastated, obviously, but she knows that Freddie would have wanted her to have a happy life even without him, so she enlists her friend into maybe possibly finding love again. It just seems really cute, and I really loved the first, like her first book, Josie Silver's first book, so I'm definitely really have high hopes for this. So this is another book of the month that's going on my TBR shelf. I didn't update you guys at all yesterday, but I did get a really good chunk of the way through because I was able to read this on the way to work. I'm on page 290. This is still really frustrating. I have no idea where this is going to end off. She's like in college. You already know this is going to happen because she writes it in her little bio here, and it's like so weird how different her life is now and how much she has learned and knows about the world, and yet her family still has this hold on her. And something she wrote in her journal resonated with me when she said something like, it's strange how much you let the people you love control you. Scary that is, you know, that you love these people and you want to believe them, you want to trust them, and you let them walk all over you. And it's kind of sad seeing her go back to Idaho and see this happen, because now she knows what's going on and she knows that this isn't right, and yet it still happens. So I'll let you guys know once I'm done with it. My final thoughts. I've been angry throughout reading the majority of this. Oh my goodness. I didn't think that it would take me this long to finish this book. I didn't read it all yesterday, but here we are. I finally finished Educated by Tara Westover. Some of the names in her family have been changed, and I think it's the people that she didn't stay in contact with. Even like her sister's name, her parents' names are different. This book was so heavy. Like I said, I've been frustrated reading this book like almost the entire time. Not because of Tara, a little bit because of Tara, but I know that this is her family, you know, like you can't just abandon them this way, even though they so casually did that to her numerous times. I'm like kind of glad that I can't give it a rating, or I don't want to give it a rating because it's a memoir. It's a lot because I don't know where I fall with it. I think in terms of language and writing, I definitely enjoyed The Glass Castle more. This was such an interesting story and one that is so unique to Tara. Her life is crazy, you know, and she wanted so badly to hold on to her family. It seemed like they didn't give a shit about her and their way was the only right way. She wrote that her family is Mormon and that this isn't anything bad against Mormonism, or it shouldn't be taken that way at all. But damn, they really just took it to the extreme, her family, and this was a really heavy story. So this is where I'm leaving it off. Before I head out to the library to return Educated, I'm gonna wrap up this vlog. I read a total of 1,117 pages. I read Meet Cute, The Last Olympian. I started The Underground Railroad by Colson Whitehead and had to DNF that, and then I read Educated by Tara Westover. I don't know how I'm gonna come up with a different title than my last one because that one also was over 1,000 pages. This was, I feel like, a long vlog because it took place over the course of like 2 weeks, but thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!